And I wanted to give you a glimpse of what you're going to see when fans arrive on September 5th, 2015. So let's walk through some of the planned renovations for the stadium. One of the first things when we first met with the university leadership, one of the primary goals was that the project needed to impact as many fans as possible. This project is going to be touching every single side of the stadium at every single level. As you can see with all the things, kind of like the Transformer set exploding, we're touching the main concourse, the upper concourse, the north side, south side, east side, and west side. More importantly, this is also going to impact the student athlete. And Avery, I'm so glad that you were nervous. I am a little bit too. But I wanted to tell you what you're going to be missing, and hopefully you can come back and experience it firsthand. And we may let you into the locker room back in 2015. At the east end zone, closer to where we're at right here, there's going to be a new game day locker room, new home media facilities, and game day operations for the football team. Directly above that will be a new recruiting room that will be accessible for prospective recruits to the university, their families, during the games, pre-game, and after games. This is what it looks like today, and these slides do not give it justice because you have a 40-foot tall banner right here depicting what that east end zone is going to look like. What you see right here is we're going to be integrating at the bottom of the bleachers. We're going to be taking existing concessions, pulling them out, and building that new game day locker room with a new vomitory entrance that will allow the team to explode and rush onto the field, elevating the game day experience for fans. This area will also serve as the student section area with the students and the band right on top of the action as the team first enters the stadium. Directly above that, you see there's a canopy. That area is going to be the new recruiting room that will be overlooking the field. There's going to be a large outdoor patio area and terrace with views to the field, and again, this will be a multi-purpose space with access to prospective recruits, but also it will be utilized during non-game days for a variety of university functions. Everything that you see here, we're continuing the design process. We're not done. We have several months left, and the construction still needs to start, so this is the development of the design as it stands today. One of the things, any stadium renovation must impact as many fans as possible. And as a fan myself of sports and a father of 3 young children, ages 8, 6, and 4, one of the first things that I look for in stadium design is safety and ease of circulation. I want to make sure that I feel safe bringing my family to game days, and that it's convenient for me to get in through the gates, to be able to access my seat, to be able to go from my seat to the restroom, to the concession, and not have to waste a lot of time waiting in line. A significant portion of this project will be impacting all the fan amenities. What I mean by that is all existing restrooms and concessions on the outside of the stadium will be completely demolished and built from the ground up. Everything will be new on the outside of the stadium for the fans. Larger concessions that will allow better food offerings, larger restrooms that will allow you to walk in and walk out with more ease, first aid stations, new ticketing areas, new family toilets. Again, everything to make it convenient for all the fans. This is your current situation as it stands today, and for those of you like myself that have walked through these concourses, oftentimes it gets pretty crowded. In 2015, it's going to look like this. On the north side, we're expanding the existing concourse width by 20 more feet. The concessions are increasing by about 10 feet in depth, allowing for more food offerings, as I mentioned. There'll be new graphics, new banners. It will be representative of Kentucky and the traditions, and again, it'll elevate the experience for Kentucky fans for many years to come. On the south side, as some of the speakers mentioned earlier, there's going to be some new amenities that will help fund some of the improvements at the stadium. The main components of that south side renovation will include 3 different club levels at 3 different locations. You see down there a new club at the field level. There's going to be a new club at a mezzanine level hovering and floating over your current main concourse. And there will be a new loge club level that will be taking the place of your existing press box on that south side. That existing press box will be taken out and placed above the current upper bowl, and that area we've renovated to include new low seats and club lounge areas. Let me walk you through some of the main components of that side. And then the top piece, if you're wondering, there's going to be a 2-level press box added to the back of the seating bowl. The first level of that press box structure will be new suites, and the second level will be the relocation of all the press functions, all the media locations, coaches boxes, network TV area, radio, sound, and writing press areas. This is a view that we've developed showing the existing condition of the stadium. It's a cross section and a slice through the building looking through. What you see down on the bottom with light blue is your existing president's room. What you see in the dark blue on the outside, on the main concourse and on the upper concourse, is the existing restrooms and concessions. And I know this doesn't do it justice, but they're pretty skinny and very inefficient. In 2015, it's going to look like this. I know it's a fast fade. I want it to go back. Look at the bottom and the upper levels. What you see there is a new large club level on the main concourse, as I mentioned, which is towards the bottom right, directly underneath the existing seating bowl. That club space will allow access to new chairback seats directly above that between the 25-yard lines. What you see outboard, that darker blue color on the outside, is going to be the new expanded concessions and restrooms that will also include a new full-service kitchen, game day operations areas, and a loading dock area. That middle blue band that you see hovering there, that is what I mentioned is that club level at the mezzanine level. That entire level will be floating above your current concourse. So imagine right now when you walk into the stadium, there's a lot of structure exposed. It's going to change. You'll be able to see a new roof level, and that area will also give you access to new chairback seats, more comfortable spaces directly on the seating bowl between the 25-yard lines. At the top level, the third level there, what you see is on the inboard side is a new loge club seating area. And on the back side is the expanded concessions and restrooms. And the 2 levels at the top, what you see there is a new suite level and the press and media and game day operations area. Again, I'm going to do a quick fade so you can see some of these move a little fast. Right now, many of you come from different directions to a stadium, and I know many of us are greeted as we walk in through the gates with dark brown corrugated metal with bird poop. That is not an attractive appearance to a stadium. We're going to be fixing that. And one of the entrance areas that you will see on the south side will be a new double height space lobby. And I know everyone here is very fond of the high-speed single elevator that you have on the concourse. We're going to be changing that and getting rid of that efficient elevator and adding 4 high-speed elevators to give access not just for patrons but also for individuals with mobility issues up and down the entire stadium at that south location. Again, everything about the stadium is about the fans, about the student athletes, and about elevating the hospitality and the level of service for all fans. Talked about one of the club levels that we'll be taking the president's room, and I know President Capilouto is very fond of that area. It's going to be a lot better. We're going to increase the height, expand it, and it'll be providing access to, as I mentioned, chairback seats. We're projecting about 1,800 plus outdoor chairback seats, club seats that will have access to this club and the one above. This is an interior view of what the space will look like. One important note, Avery, this will also serve as a training table, not just for football players, for all student athletes. So once again, when you come back in 2015, we'll let you eat there. Up above, I mentioned I'm going to skip through the club at the mezzanine level. It'll have a similar character and feel. It'll feel like Kentucky in terms of the finishes, the carpet, the wood. But moving up to the top, as I mentioned, we will be bringing in a new product that we call outdoor loge club seats. What that simply means is it's an upgraded seat with a counter in front, And those counters will have either a combination of flip-up flat screen TVs, food offerings directly behind the club area, or an iPad. As you can see on the left side of the graphic, you see that it will be glass with views to the field, and again, it will be a climately controlled area directly behind those loge seats. We're projecting approximately 70 different boxes, which account for about 4 seats apiece. So about 300 plus seats for the loge seats that will be integrated into the stadium. Again, all of these spaces, both of the clubs and the loge area will have a higher level of technology, different type of amenities, different types of food offerings, and an upgraded experience for fans. In addition to that, as architects, we always have to talk about the pretty stuff. Architecture terms, as you see down there, for exterior is facade. So one of the things Mitch has always talked about, the stadium lacks personality. We're going to be addressing that and prettying it up, I should say, both on the outside but also on the inside. So the stadium will be covering as much as possible the existing exposed steel with new precast, and you see some of the graphics behind me, what that will look like. In addition to that, all the lighting poles will be completely replaced. On the north side, which is this side, there'll be a new light rack, and on the south side, the new lighting will be on top of the roof of the press box. This is the current view of the north side, which is this side that we have right here, towards the Gatton College. And in 2015, it'll look like that. Again, we've talked about making it look more like Kentucky, being more inviting. This stadium has not incurred a renovation to that side or the south side since it was built in 1973. We're going to change all that. What you see there is a combination of precast concrete that will tie the entire stadium together and blend with the existing tower structures at each of the corners of the stadium. At the bottom, what you see is we're going to be introducing some stone inspired by the Kentucky limestone, and we're going to be making improvements directly to the outside of the stadium with landscape areas, more areas to congregate, circulate, making it more fan-friendly for everyone that visits. This is today. This is a view looking from the southwest, looking towards the northeast corner, and this is what it will look like in 2015. Again, Mitch and the university leadership, when we met, they used very fancy words for what they wanted to accomplish for the project in terms of the look. Classy and cool were the exact words used by Mitch, and that is what we're trying to strive for here. We wanted something that was modern. This is the newest stadium in the SEC, built in 1973, and we want it to be distinct enough and iconic. And we're excited as a design team to continue to develop the design and deliver this for you. As you see there at the top hovering above everything is the new 2-level press box, new exterior facade, blending everything in, large super graphics depicting the history and tradition of the university. Opening day 2015. This is a short glimpse of what you're going to experience. And when the stadium opens, rocking to all the fans cheering, and Avery gets an opportunity to come back and visit, you'll be able to experience a new fan experience throughout like no other. We believe that this design will create the best stadium in the Southeastern Conference, something that is iconic, that is for all your fans, all your alums, and all your student athletes. We're very proud to be your designers along with Rothschild Architects, and I wanted to acknowledge all of them and the hundreds of people that are going to be working diligently the next few months up until 2015, designing and building this wonderful stadium for this wonderful university. Thank you.
In the Southeastern Conference,
For over 40 years, Commonwealth Stadium has served as the home for Kentucky football.
All the way for Ramsey.
It's been the backdrop for memories shared by generations of the Big Blue Nation.
And it's caught down in Kentucky territory. Loose ball. Kentucky's got it at the 34. Tony Mays.
Couch drops back.
Caught. Yeast at the 5. In.
Leaves it with Scott.
No. Hit at the 16. He did not get it. Victory. Kentucky.
Still the newest stadium in the league, The 2015 season will see upgrades across all areas of the facility.
Touchdown, Kentucky!
A striking new press box on the south side of the stadium with space for media and new sideline suites. With a new larger footprint, the stadium will showcase new wider concourses, concessions and restrooms for every fan walking through Commonwealth's gates. 3 new club spaces straddle the 50-yard line on the south side of the seating bowl, offering exclusive fan amenities and unique ways to experience Kentucky football. And the centerpiece for Coach Mark Stoops and the Wildcats on game day, the East End Zone will be the home of new team facilities, including a locker room, new team entrance and recruiting room, surrounded by student seating and the Wildcat Marching Band. Commonwealth Stadium has and will continue to reflect what this university is about and what this state is about. From new design elements throughout the facility to actual materials, this is our new Kentucky home.
Kentucky is a great place, and you know, we deserve a great football team as much as anyone else out there, and it starts with facilities. And you know, that's what gets the players in here, and that's what gets the recruits excited. And you know, the fans love it too. You know, to have a special stadium you can come to, and you know, it's rocking every Saturday, and you know, it's a tough environment, a home field advantage for you. So as players, we think it's a pretty special thing when we see the advances going on with the renovations and things. We know the program is moving in the right direction.
I think it'll have a big impact. Like I said, just having those things to allow you to have more success, to give you that opportunity. Whenever you open up to have more facilities and more renovations for the program, it makes it a little bit more easier to get some of the guys that you want to come to the program.